Καλησπέρα σας κυρίες και κύριοι. Είμαστε μαζί με μία ακόμη εκπομπή Ευρώπη Τώρα, εδώ στο Thrakinet. Συνεργαζόμαστε πάντα με το Europal TV για να σας μεταφέρουμε όλες τις εξελίξεις από το Ευρωπαϊκό Κοινοβούλιο. Ας ξεκινήσουμε με το πρώτο μας θέμα. Το Κοινοβούλιο βρίσκεται κοντά σας. Εάν έχετε διάθεση να συζητάτε ευρωπαϊκά ζητήματα, κάθε κράτος μέλος έχει ένα γραφείο ενημέρωσης έτοιμο να ασχοληθεί μαζί σας.
Maybe you feel that European institutions are far removed from your everyday life. Well, in fact, the European Parliament is much closer to home than you could ever have imagined. It's present in all member states through its information offices, even in Washington, D.C. These information offices are the go-to places for answers in your own language on the role and activities of the European Parliament and its members, as well as all EU policies. They also provide free information material, organise debates with MEPs and stakeholders, and keep the media informed of news from the Parliament through press briefings. Information officers work closely with teachers and schools to make the European Parliament accessible and comprehensible to young people through seminars and debates designed especially for them. They also organise a competition called Euroscholar that gives students from all member states, if selected, the chance to become an MEP for a day at the Parliament seat in Strasbourg in France. To keep their finger on the pulse of citizens' need for up-to-date news and information officers are in touch with many different professional groups, local authorities, companies, non-government organisations, and anyone else who has an interest in European affairs and the role of the European Parliament. So, where is your nearest information point? To find it, all you have to do is to type European Parliament Information Office in your browser, and it'll all appear before your very eyes. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget to follow them on social media too.
Ο πρόεδρος του Ευρωπαϊκού Κοινοβουλίου Μάρτιν Σούλτς επικρατεί τις προσπάθειες που γίνονται στην Τινησία για την οικοδόμηση της δημοκρατίας και της ελευθερίας.
Je voudrais commencer par rendre hommage à tous ceux qui ont payé de leur vie ce combat pour la liberté, la dignité et la démocratie. Votre pays émerge aujourd'hui comme un modèle du pluralisme et de tolérance dans la région. Le prix Nobel décerné au Quartet national vient couronner ce parcours exceptionnel du peuple tunisien qui force l'admiration et le respect de tous. La reprise économique que nous pensions enfin relancer en 2015 dans un climat apaisé a été interrompue par les attentats terroristes odieux. Nous avons ressenti votre douleur au plus profond de nous-mêmes car ces actes insupportables sont commis contre l'humanité tout entière. Le terrorisme djihadiste est un phénomène global, mais gardons-nous des fausses réponses car il serait dangereux de tomber dans le piège du tout sécuritaire. Vive le peuple tunisien. Je vous remercie.
Στο επόμενο βίντεο θα παρακολουθήσουμε ποια είναι τα νομικά κολλήματα όσον αφορά τις μη συνενετικές υιοθεσίες που γίνονται στην Ευρώπη.
Martin and Katarzyna live in the town of Bad Hersfeld in Germany. Both of them have dual Polish-German nationality. The couple has been fighting German social services for over 2 years. They want to get back their son, Lukas, who was placed in foster care at birth. In the apartment, everything reminds them of the absence of their child.
Wir sind hier im Kinderzimmer von Lukas. Das Zimmer von Lukas war auch schon mal ein bisschen voller eingerichtet. Wir waren wirklich sehr gut vorbereitet auf unseren Sohn mit verschiedenen Anziehsachen, Spielsachen. Es gibt keinen Tag, an dem man keine Schmerzen und keine Trauer hat eigentlich auch. Ja, und diese Trauer wird auch nicht vorüber sein, bis unser Sohn nicht wieder da ist.
German social services claim the parents were unable to care for the child. In the past, 3 of Katarzyna's children from a previous relationship were taken into care.
Wir haben mit unserem Sohn gesprochen, als er im Bauch war. Wir haben ihn gestreichelt, gesprochen. Er hat unsere Stimmen immer mitbekommen und gehört und so. Und im Krankenhaus hat man unseren Sohn all dessen beraubt, getrennt von der Mutterliebe, von der Wärme der Mutter, die Stimme der Mutter. Meine Stimme hat er nicht mehr gehört. Dann war alles fremd.
The Korn family believe they are paying for their past. The placement of her 3 other children into foster care followed claims by the social services of the mother's inability to raise her children, of drug and alcohol use, claims which she has always denied. German social services declined to comment on the Korn family's case, which is under appeal. But questions are being asked about whether the dual nationality of Martin and his partner has a bearing on the case. We put the question to a youth welfare officer who is external to the case.
Recht gilt für alle, die hier in Deutschland ihren Wohnsitz haben und hier auch leben. Das Recht wird für alle angewandt, unabhängig davon, welche Nationalität oder welchen kulturellen Hintergrund sie haben.
An opinion that is not shared by the family's lawyer.
Man sagt, dass die Mutter ganz abstrakt nicht in der Lage sei, ein Kind zu erziehen. Noch auffällig ist, dass Familien mit einem Migrationshintergrund weitaus öfter Probleme mit dem Jugendamt haben als Familien deutscher Herkunft.
In the coming days, the courts will decide whether Lukas will be placed for adoption or returned to his parents. The issue of adoption without parental consent or non-consensual adoptions has been raised by EU citizens at the Petitions Committee of the European Parliament. Many of the cases involve parents or a parent who are not from the country where the adoption is taking place. The committee has received many cases, 245 from Germany, 44 from Denmark, 22 from the UK, 12 from the Netherlands and 5 from Slovakia. A phenomenon that is amplified by worker mobility within the EU.
It is extraordinarily complex because every country has its own legal systems, and what we're trying to do is, in the case of cross-border situations, to make sure that the legal systems aren't in conflict.
There should be better coordination between family courts across Europe to ensure that, for example, the case of a Polish mother living and working in the UK, but who might have parents in Poland who could look after her children in the case of that the children need to be taken away from their parents, that would be possible within EU rules. So that's what we're pushing for.
Parliament's Petitions Committee will examine the petitions received in detail and will publish a report which may include proposals to help families affected by this issue. Recent changes in the UK care system have seen an increase in cases of adoption without parental consent. One expert said the system may be resulting in adoptions being processed more rapidly than in the past, with children in care for less time when taken from their parents.
We've seen a pressure for much stricter time limits on how long children can remain being cared for by the local authority whilst their long-term future is decided. So there is a pressure for adoption, a pressure for other legal ways of providing a different future for these children.
In England, we contacted a Latvian mother who's been fighting for 5 years to get back her daughter, who's close to being adopted. It's alleged she left her daughter unsupervised for 2 hours. She claims that her rights have been flouted from the start of the process.
She was baptized into the Russian Orthodox Church in London. Her first language and the only language she used to speak was Russian. She was placed in the first place. She was placed with a Muslim family who certainly they never spoke Russian. So can you see the list of huge breaching of human rights? Language, culture, religion,
In London, we met with a former judge specialised in family law. He recognises the complex nature of cases involving different nationalities, but in his view, the system has improved over the years.
There is absolutely no doubt that non-consensual adoption of children is much more commonplace in England and Wales than it is in other member states. In each case, the welfare of the child is the paramount consideration. The trial court can only order adoption if nothing else will do.
Lila is losing hope of seeing her daughter again. She submitted a petition to the European Parliament and is seeking to appeal the decision in the European Court of Justice. She will continue to fight for her return.
Οι ευρωβουλευτές επισκέπτονται τον καταβλισμό προσφύγων Νιζίπ στην Τουρκία και αξιολογούν την πρόοδο που έχει γίνει εκεί.
Fleeing war and persecution in neighbouring Syria, Turkey is already home to some 2.5 million refugees, as tens of thousands amass on its border, waiting to be let in. At the Nizib refugee camp on the Syrian border, a delegation of MEPs from Parliament's Civil Liberties Committee make their way through the tented city. MEPs are given a tour of the facilities on offer. Families can buy goods at a makeshift supermarket. The camp also has schools and hospitals and a laundry, and for women, a sewing room.
On sent une vraie volonté de remplir les besoins fondamentaux des personnes. Mais on le voit ici, la partie camp sous forme de tente est quand même très précaire et très difficile, je pense, pour finalement ces 15 000 personnes qui sont ici.
There are some refugees who have been here some 4 years, and many children have been born here. In fact, children make up the biggest demographic at the camp. But before they climb back into their bus, a quick pause for a spot of badminton.
La situation ici n'est pas terminée, rien n'est stabilisé. À quelques kilomètres d'ici, peut-être quelques dizaines de kilomètres d'ici, il y a une frontière qui est sous pression, avec 45 000 Syriens qui fuient Alep, qui fuient les bombardements, qui fuient l'enfermement et donc la mort peut-être.
So how much more can be done? Europe is hoping that a €3 billion deal to provide more food, medical care and education to refugees at Turkish camps could be their answer to stem refugee flows to Europe.
Στο σημείο αυτό θα κάνουμε ένα σύντομο διάλειμμα για διαφημίσεις. Μείνετε στο Thrakinet, σε λίγα λεπτά επιστρέφουμε με το δεύτερο μέρος της εκπομπής Ευρώπη Τώρα.